If you just figured out at university that you never learned how to study because high school came easy to you and you grasped things very quickly, here's what you need to do. This is not my regular content. I usually make sewing video, and if we're talking about learning, I have this series called Fabric School where you learn everything about sewing, textiles, and fabric. It is very interesting. If you want to go watch some of those videos, feel free. But today I'm going to give you my study hacks. I have my very last exam of university coming up on Thursday, so in honor of that, here's the list of how I managed to deal with that. So we're going to break it down into steps. Number 1, analyze your professor. Number 2, create your summary. Number 3, study that shit. Number 4, give yourself guidelines that are going to work for you. Number 1, you're going to have to figure out what your professor actually wants to hear. You're going to do this throughout the semester. You're going to figure out how do they phrase things, which words are important to them, what do they want to hear. That is what you're studying for. You're studying for your professor, no one else. Number 2, let's summarize. You have your lecture slides. What you need to do when summarizing, you need to make it pretty. You need to have a header that looks very specific, very short, sweet bullet points. Max bullet points should be about 8, otherwise you might want to break it down in a different way. What you're going to do when you're sitting in the exam, you will see that header in front of you and you will know, okay, wait, there were 8 bullet points under that. I only have 7 so far. There is one that I'm not thinking of right now, and that might help jog your memory. Those bullet points have to be super, super short. For you, most likely, 1 or 2 words are enough to jog your memory on the topic that you heard in the lecture, and you're going to know exactly what that is actually referencing. You don't need the full sentence, the full explanation. Do not study that. All you need is the 3-4 words, whatever you need to figure it out in context. Now, step number 3, studying all of that information. You're going to do it out loud. You're not going to be a library studier because getting facts into your head in the library, impossible. What you're going to do is you're going to have your notes. You're going to walk. You're going to talk. You're going to walk through your apartment. I don't care. Anywhere, everywhere. You're going to talk to yourself. You're going to read that stuff out loud. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And then, most important thing, once you know it, stop. Go to the next page. Do not get hung up on the first 2 pages. That is one massive mistake that we're trying to make. Don't do that. So the way I used to do this is I had my summary. I would read it through very first time. Everything I already knew, I marked in green. Somewhat new, yellow, didn't know it all, pink. And then whenever I got further, if I somewhat knew it, I marked it yellow. And then once the entire page was green, marked the corner of the page green, put it to the side. So I always had like lines on the edge. Put it to the side. I did not touch that until I was through the entire thing. Then I went back to those and read through them again. And trust me, they are already in your brain. You're good. Once you knew them by heart like 2 or 3 times, you are good. You know them. Continue. Next page. That is how you study. Now, time management and what I was saying, number 4, figure out what works for you. I had different things that worked for me depending on the semester. Sometimes I was a morning person and I was really efficient in getting shit into my brain until 11 a.m. and after that, nothing worked anymore. Sometimes it worked after 8